Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. Crystal here. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to go over a code review of this Kaggle competition, Real or Not, NLP with disaster tweets. And basically what they do is they use Twitter to determine they use Twitter and they use this application called TweetPie to see if these tweets are related to a disaster or not. And they give you a data set, a training data set, and a testing data set to do that. So I did my first one, and you can see that I've just recently uploaded my submission, which is what I wanted to show you, but I'll show you my other submissions. So I uploaded this submission here, which was 74072, and then I went through and I created a disaster dictionary to see if I could improve my score, and I did just very mildly improved my score. So working one day on a disaster dictionary had the desired effect of improving my score, which is what I wanted to do. But the algorithm that I used to do this was Logistic Regression. So I think that I'm going to have to try to find XG Boost and see if I can improve my score using XG Boost and fine-tuning the XG Boost. But that's going to be a little bit difficult to do it because when I took the course with Analytics Vidhya, on both instances, I could not get XG Boost to work. So that's going to be quite problematic, but I'll see if I can go into my Titanic data set, which is also binary, and use the code from the Titanic data set and see if I can improve my score with XG Boost. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over my notebook with you so you can see it. And I would like to say that I made my notebook public. My notebook is public, so anybody who wants to see my notebook can see it. It's been made public. And I made it public because I was able to improve my score through my own devices by using code that I had from other sources and then making my own disaster dictionary. And since I made my own disaster dictionary, I decided to go ahead and make this notebook public because it's got some of my own work in it and people can use it if they care to. So the first thing I did was I imported my libraries, and then I imported the three files, the training file, the testing file, and the sample submission. And so I loaded those files up, and then I appended the test file to the train file, and you can see where I have done that. Then what I did was I used some code to try to find out the null characters in the training file, and then I used some code to try to find some null characters in the testing file. So I substituted the values of location and keyword, and I substituted those values in the combi file because the combi file was the test file appended to the train file. And you can see that the words, these columns now have words in them because I used the mode command in order to do that. I imported parser, so that's something to prepare the files to be cleaned up. So I created a new column called Tidy Tweet, and the cleaned up tweets are going to be put in this new column. I defined I defined a function to remove certain parts of the tweet to help clean it up. So we removed the Twitter handles because they didn't mean anything, because everything just said @user. We changed all the tweets to lowercase. So we've got our apostrophe dictionary. So any words that are apostrophes, the apostrophe had been taken out and the two combined words had been put in. So we did a lookup. We defined another function. So we did a combi. So we defined another function to take out the apostrophes. And then we had a short word dictionary. So any words that were short, the actual words were put in there. So we put all the short words in their actual words in place of the short words. We had an emoticon dictionary. So all of the emoticons, it replaced it. And then we had the disaster dictionary, which is what I made. So I just wanted to, if it was a disaster type word, at first I put negative in there, and negative didn't seem to work. It wasn't good enough. So I just put disaster in there anytime they had a disaster type word, just because I wanted to improve the accuracy of the program. So, and then we replaced all the disaster words with the word disaster in it, just to give it a little bit of extra emphasis. So we removed all the special characters from the tweets. We removed words that were greater than 3 characters. At one point, I tried to remove the words that were greater than 2 characters, and it didn't improve the score. It actually made it worse. But I might go back and remove the words with greater than 1 character and see what happens. See if that improves my score. I tried to use the text blob, but I didn't even try to do it this time because it takes just absolutely ages to do it. So if somebody has got the time and the inclination to use the text blob, they can always take this out of the remarks and use it. But I left it in as a remark just in case somebody wants to use it. I tokenized the tweets. I used the stem porter. I did some more tokenizing. So now you can see this is a list of all the words. So you can see disasters in there. And here's a list of all the normal words, which I'm not sure exactly why disaster would be in there with a normal word, but they put it in there with a normal word. I wanted a word that would know it's a disaster. So I'm not sure why it was put in there with the normal words, but it was. That's something that needs to be investigated. And here's all the negative words. So yeah, disaster was in with the negative word, like fire, flood, suicide, crash, evacuate. So we collected the hashtags. We did some more work, and now we've got positive tweets. And we've got a list of negative tweets as well. So now we do a count vectorizer, and do some more work, TFID vectorizer. And now what we do is we put together our algorithm to actually decide whether something is a disaster or not. So we split the training set into two. So it's 70% is training and 30% is testing. And so they use the logistic regression function, and that's where I got the grid search and put the grid search in there, and it did actually make my value better on the grid search when I used it. And you can see this grid search caused a lot of traffic, did a lot of work. We predicted the best model, and then we made our prediction, and we prepared our submission file, and that's what I submitted to Kaggle. So that concludes it for this code review. If you like the code review, please press like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about this code review. If you like the work I'm doing, if you want to make a donation, in the comment section, I've got my email address for my PayPal account. If you wanted to make a donation to my PayPal account, it would be very greatly appreciated to help defray living expenses if you've got any spare change. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to sharing the next video with you.